Hi, this is Anne from Sort My Books, and in this lesson we're going to look at customizing your nominals or your chart of accounts. If you click on Tools and you click on the nominals, then you'll see here at the top we've got the sales nominals. So these would be the different categories that you would like to analyze your business by. What I'm going to do in order to illustrate the purpose of this, like really what is the benefit to your business for you to customize your chart of accounts. So the best illustration I think is to have a look at your profit and loss report. So I'm going to click on Home, click on Dashboard, and right here you see Profit and Loss Report. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is sample data that I've filled in for a business. So if you look at your profit and loss, these top levels here, you can see sales, you can see the cost of sales section, and the operating expense. So these are broad headings, and these are the default settings within Sort My Books. So what I'm going to teach you in this lesson is how to customize that, tailor it basically to your business. And just so you know, I'm using nominals and chart of accounts interchangeably. What it really means is categories. It means what category of sales do you have? What category of expenses do you have? By tailoring the chart of accounts to your business, this is the kind of information that you would then have about your business. So I'm going to go up here to the top left hand side where we've got details and then overview. If I click the drop down on that and I select Include Subnominals and I click on Apply. So what this is telling me now, it's giving me more detail on the sales that we had. So first of all, they're broken down by month, but I have the total here for sales. But I can see how much was made up from consultancy, how much was from software, and then from within software, what was project management versus software development. And then finally, what did we earn from training? So this is the kind of information you'll be able to have by tailoring the chart of accounts to specifically your business. If we scroll on down, we can see a cost of sales. It's not relevant for every business, but if it is a factor in your business, what this will give you is you'll be able to see what is your cost of sales. So then you see down, you've got a gross profit and a gross margin. So that's very helpful if you want to know how much sales, if each sale has a cost attached to it, so you know how much of that sale is profit, which would be available to pay down below here then your operating expenses. So you can see again, each month you can see what exactly the business is spending in each different category. So you'd be able to make decisions on this, you'd be able to project forward what's our budget going to be, get an idea of your running costs, see where are you spending the money, maybe there's places that you can cut back. And if we go down to the very bottom then, what we see is a total for, at the very bottom underneath the taxation section, you can see your net profit then. So net profit, depending on your business type, in this case we're looking at a limited company, so the net profit would be what you're then paying corporation tax on. And if you're a sole trader, remember the net profit is going to be equivalent to what your gross pay is. So that would be what you owe income tax on. That was my explanation for why you should tailor your chart of accounts. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. So you click on the Tools button and you click on Nominals. Setting up nominals for sales is very specific to each business. It's something that you maybe want to think about a little or brainstorm with the others in the business. Now, it's also something that Aileen and I love to do. So if you're feeling a bit stumped and you'd like some help, just log a ticket at the end of the lesson and we'll set up a time to contact you and go through it with you. But I'm going to show you how now. So if you have a clear idea already of what kind of way you want your sales broken out, what you do is you click on Sales and you see this window over here opens up. So click on New and you type in what is the first category that you've got. So in this case, I'm going to do a type of business. Industrial is one type of customer that they have. And I'm going to go back up, click on sales again, and the other category that they have is, let's say, domestic. So click OK on that. That's all I'm going to do for sales. Now in purchases, this business has cost of sales, and I'd like those broken down into, I'm going to click purchases and click new. I'd like materials as one. And another one, I'm going to say certificates. So the question to ask yourself is, would it be useful to me to know this information? So remember, think back to your profit and loss report. Is it going to be helpful when you have a few months data in there to be able to see, what did I sell in these different categories? What did I spend in these different categories? So the question, so I guess what I'm saying is, err on the side of keeping it simple, because if you go mad and put in a load of categories, then you get to your profit and loss report and it becomes kind of meaningless. We're going to move on to expenses. The first one here we've got is advertising and promotion. In my experience, most businesses, we don't actually spend an awful lot on advertising, so you might be okay leaving that as a broad category. But you may need to break it down further. And for example, how you do that, again, you click on it, click on new. So I'm going to put my advertising, I'm going to do online. This be, Google AdWords, that kind of thing. I'm going to click back on here, and then I'm going to cover the rest would be print and PR. And again, the question to ask yourself, is it useful for me to know this information? And my logic here is that online you might have a Google AdWords campaign, so that's money you spend every month, whereas print and PR may be more sporadic. So you'd be able to look again and see, okay, I can count on spending X amount per month on advertising. So then we can leave employee payroll and director payroll. We don't need any further subdivisions there. But on finance charges, we are going to need to add something here. So you can see we've already got currency difference in there. That's a default nominal from us. It's to do with anyone who's multi-currency. If you're invoicing customers in a different currency or buying things in a different currency. So I'm going to click on finance charge, click on new, and add in bank charges. If you have a loan, a business loan, click on finance charge, you will need to add loan interest. The other one, if you have a credit card facility, as in you accept credit card payments from your customers, you might want to track those charges. Click on finance charge, click on new, and you could call it credit card charge, or maybe, merchant account charge might be more meaningful. So again, you don't have to pick the names I've used. You pick something that's meaningful to you. Insurance. So this would be where you might have professional indemnity insurance. You might have the standard, office policy where you have employer and public liability. Again, I wouldn't see any need to further subdivide this unless, as I said, that insurance is a big expense in your business, and it would help you to know what the costs are in the different ones. The next one, legal and professional fees. I subdivide this one normally into, let's say accountancy would be one. Every business would have some kind of fee there normally. And then the other one I would use is consultancy. Another one might be useful here is memberships. If you have memberships of professional organizations, it could be memberships and subscriptions maybe. So if you're a member of, a networking organization, BNI, or your professional body that you pay a fee to, that would be a good place to put that. So the next one, office property, we're going to add quite a few here. So I'm going to click on office property. The first one, I click on new. Everybody is going to have telephone charges. So I'm going to click on telephone. Now, what you might want to do, and this is optional, But you could further subdivide telephone into, let's say you have landline and broadband, and then you have mobile. So my purpose in doing this, and it might not be appropriate for your business, the purpose being every couple of years when the mobile phone contract is due for renewal, I like to be able to see at a glance how much we spent on mobiles over the last 2 years, so I can, compare, is this a good deal? The other thing, if you have a premises for your business, so I'm going to click back on office property, you would probably have rent and rates. So we add rent and rates, and remember, only add these are samples, so only add these if they're appropriate to your business. Waste disposal, that might be included in your rent and rates, but if not, you could add it here. Some people I know have water rates, and you're going to have, you might have repairs and maintenance on the property, or if you're, your office equipment as well, usually have something along that line. Another one, so your office supplies. You can call this, there's accountants normally would call this, you might see it on your, actually something I should have mentioned, print, postage, and stationery. A good place to find out these categories is the last set of accounts you got from your accountant. There'll be a profit and loss on there, and you can see the way that they've broken down your business. Now, don't take that as gospel, because they'll break it down one way and you might be looking for more information on that, but it is an excellent guideline. I think I've got everything here. Oh, I have one missing, light and heat. Okay. So light and heat, click OK on that. And again, if there's anything else that you can think of that you spend for your business that isn't represented here, that's how you add it. You click on the top level, you click new over here. So the next one I'm going down to, travel and subsistence. This would be for, planes, trains, or for directors, it would be where you would record your mileage and subsistence. Motor, I generally don't break motor down unless motor is a very strong feature in your business. And by that I mean, if you have vehicles in the business, then that's going to be a huge part of your operations. So you would want to detail out the cost, maybe in this way, for example. So if I click on motor, we might have tax and insurance as one heading. And click back on there, we've got fuel, so your diesel, petrol. And finally, repairs and maintenance. And again, the question that you want to ask is, would it be helpful to my business to know this? Think back all the time to the profit and loss report, and for you budgeting for the year ahead, would it be helpful if I had a breakdown of that cost? So that's it. That's all we have to do on our nominals. And remember, as I said before, if you want some help brainstorming the categories for your business, just get in touch with us.